I want to be First Lady of the land. That is all I have ever wanted. My father was a very powerful man, politically active. And had I been a son, I might very well have been the one running for president instead of dear, insipid Elliot Benedict. But America's still not ready for a woman president. I could do things for this country no man could do, and nothing is going to stop me from becoming the First Lady.
Indeed, America still isn't ready for a female president, especially one who's got more skeletons in her closet than a Halloween store. G'day guys, Holy Critics signing in. Here's a crazy what-if scenario for you. What if Adolf Hitler secretly fathered a daughter who's now on track to become President of the United States? Yeah, I know. Sounds completely insane, right? But that's exactly the wild ride Hitler's daughter takes you on. And it plays it dead straight the whole way through. It's weird, it's bold, and it's definitely one of those movies you have to see to believe.
Kerngesund. Es ist ein Junge oder ein Mädchen?
Ein wunderschönes kleines Mädchen.
Nein! Was machen Sie denn, Dr. Wolf? Haben Sie den Verstand verloren?
Kannst gehen, Greta. Befehl ist Befehl.
Stand by, Sharon. Cueing the graphic. 3, 2, 1.
This is Dateline Washington with Sharon Franklin.
Good evening. I'm Sharon Franklin, and this is Dateline Washington. Tonight, our program covers the final debate between the presidential and vice presidential candidates. With less than 2 weeks to go before the November 3rd election, incumbent Vice President Elliott Benedict and his running mate, Governor Daniel Loomis, enjoy a substantial 54 to 46% lead in the polls over the team of Senator Avril Rutledge and his running mate, Senator Leona Gordon. Tonight's debate will focus on the international issues with a particular emphasis on the reunification of Germany and its effects on the socio-political futures of Europe and the United States. Rutledge Gordon, avid supporters of reunification, are expected to present a detailed outline on American-German relations. Our political analyst, Melvin O'Neill, previews tonight's issues. Melvin?
Thank you, Sharon. Well, until now, not only on the German reunification issue, but in several other areas of foreign policy, Vice President Benedict has conspicuously espoused a quasi-isolationist policy. And in spite of the efforts of the Democrats in the last session of Congress to integrate the United States into European economic order, there's been no movement yet.
Yeah, I have one of those. Thank you. It's nice to know you FBI guys are good for something.
Thank you, Mrs. Bennett. I'm glad I could be of service.
Don't you have someone else to protect? I can take care of myself.
Excuse me, sir. Keep pressing Rutledge. He has a temper. When the veins on his neck start to bulge and he screams and spits, the voters will start lining up at the polls tomorrow to vote for you.
You sound pretty confident.
Hopeful. I haven't exactly picked out the colors of my office yet. Whatever you do, don't go one-on-one with Gordon.
Right.
Would you please give this to the Vice President?
Certainly, Mrs. Bennett. On your way. Thank you.
Excuse me, Patricia.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought we agreed that you weren't going to do any last-minute prompting.
Don't be impertinent. I didn't agree to anything.
Well, with all due respect, I wasn't being impertinent. I was just trying to do my job.
Your job does not include advising me on how to advise my husband. Furthermore, nobody on Elliott's staff, including you, Mr. Scott, is putting the right words into Elliott's mouth in regard to the German reunification issue.
Yes, well, if you just...
He is coming off like a fossil when it comes to defending status quo Pentagon defense spending.
Mrs. Benedict.
There is no more enemy. His position on such a vital issue could cost him this election.
Mrs. Benedict, I have assembled the finest group of advisors here in Washington.
Look, Ted, I like you. So let's have you stick with voter confidence polling. And let me handle these issues.
Line 3 for you, Ted. Thank you. Ted Scott.
Is the sexiest man in Washington, and I want him.
Who is this?
Jerk. Listen, I thought we'd get together tonight after the debate for a late dinner.
Oh, yeah, book it. My place. I'll pick up some Chinese.
See you at 10.
I think it was inevitable that our position shift on the German reunification issue. We will no longer be classified as fossils. We must boldly and bravely move to embrace certain global realities, to support high defense spending represents...
We may have the first lady ever to sit on the cabinet.
Need to free
Come on, David, you're just afraid he'll appoint her Secretary of State instead of you.
Stranger things have happened in this town.
Don't worry, David. Ellie won't let us down.
We'll see.
Thank you. You and I will be dancing at the inaugural ball.
But hopefully not with each other.
Hello, Ted Scott.
Ted, this is Aaron Bauman.
Dr. Bauman, how are you?
Please excuse my impetuousness, but when I received your letter, I came right down from New York.
Letter? What letter?
I thought you might be too important to give your old professor the time.
Dr. Bauman, I never sent you a letter.
Of course you did. I have it with me. Your letterhead, your signature. I must meet with you immediately. There is no time.
Well, all right. Meet me at the Karaoke Cafe. It's on Pennsylvania Avenue near the M Street Bridge. And bring the letter.
Thank you. Please be careful. There is much danger.
Ted, looks like you just got an audit call from the IRS. What's up?
You remember our history professor from Princeton, Aaron Bauman?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, quite a character. Bauman?
Yeah, he never got over being interned in Auschwitz. He quit teaching a few years ago to become a full-time Nazi hunter.
Didn't I read an article about him a couple of years ago? He testified in a trial in France. Thinks everyone in the whole world is a Nazi spawn. What does he want with you?
I don't know. But I'm going to find out who the hell sent him a letter on my letterhead with my signature indicating I would help him.
What concerns me, Mr. Vice President, is the way your policy seems to vacillate, to reflect the current shift in public opinion. What you have demonstrated to the American people is that you really have no agenda, except for that which will keep you ahead in the polls.
That is absurd.
In a statement you made only 2 weeks ago, you said, and I quote, "We will never support the German
That
reunification
was...
proposals made at Bern, no matter
Senator
what..."
Gordon, you are turning this into a personal vendetta against me.
If you would allow me to continue...
No, because your accusation is way out of line. My agenda is perfectly well and capable to taking care of this
Benedict,
country.
You must yield the floor to Senator Gordon.
Thank you. To quote Vice President Benedict, "We will never support the German reunification proposals made at Bern, no matter what NATO decides to do." Is this the kind of leadership we can rely on? I don't think so.
Certainly, we haven't seen a departure from established protocols such as that one. I mean, not only was he shaken, but he later faltered in the subsequent rebuttal to Leona Gordon. I thought she made some very valid points.
No, I totally disagree with you, Melvin. I think Vice President Benedict recovered quite well, and I think he articulated his positions eloquently. In fact, I think that he is the clear winner.
Come on, Sharon, he got his butt kicked.
More of a draw.
Doesn't your lady friend know a good butt kicking when she sees one?
She ought to. She's kicked enough of them.
Including yours.
Let's not get personal.
Justified, considering the leverage of this information on the Japanese trade issue.
Well, I'm partly the one speaking calls on misinformation.
Elliot, you want a debrief?
All I want now is a double shot of Jack D and a good night's sleep.
Oh, come on. Damn it.
Ted.
Dr. Bauman.
It's good to see you, Ted. I am greatly appreciative.
Look, we can talk as soon as I find out who blocked me in.
The evidence I am about to give you incontrovertibly points to a plot by a consolidated group of fascists.
One who probably blocked me in, right?
Oh, please, do not make jokes. There is, I have proof, a woman who is involved in a conspiracy with the government in Washington. With your help, she can be exposed.
Hello? Is anybody here? Look, Dr. Bauman, you have to understand that my obligations to Vice President Benedict...
I am talking about your obligation to America. She is powerful, and those around her also have great power. This I know. There are enough of them, and they have the facilities to silence me. Already, they have killed 3 people who tried to cooperate with me, and the police do nothing. They list the deaths as accidents. The threat of a new generation of Nazis in America is greater than the threat that existed in Germany in 1931. This woman, the Phoenix, leads a bold, dedicated, well-financed organization. They are determined to rise from the ashes of the Third Reich, like the mythical Phoenix, to lead the Fourth Reich here in America. I have evidence that Hitler had a daughter.
Daughter. Dr. Bauman, do you have my letter?
Yes.
Oh, it's about time. By the way, how did you get in this building? This is a secured, restricted area.
But there was a pass for me. After we spoke, your secretary called saying to meet you.
Wait a minute. How can that be? I never even had your phone number or knew where you were staying.
My God. Something is terribly wrong.
Excuse me, gentlemen. May I see your authorization to be in this building?
Oh, yes, I'm Ted Scott with the Presidential Press Office, and this gentleman is my guest.
May I see that folder?
Wait a minute, since when?
Somebody stole some files from the press office. May I please see that?
Hey, hold on a minute.
Evidence from
Stand. Now hit me. Hit me. No, like this. Hey! Get him out of here. Come on, go, go. Get him in the car.
Been lost in that toxic gas explosion in Sri Lanka. Police are searching for Vice President Elliot Benedict's press agent and speechwriter, Ted Scott, following a shootout in a Washington parking structure at approximately 9:30 this evening. The incident left 3 men dead and 1 man wounded. More after these messages. You're listening to WDML News Radio, Wilmington.
You tried diets that left you unsatisfied, weight programs that you couldn't stick to. The heart system can end all that. Say goodbye to pills,
Listen, don't shoot me, man. I only got $20 on me. You can have it. The pizza, too.
All right. Get out of the car. Give me your hat and your coat. Throw them in the car. Come on. All right, don't report this car stolen for at least 2 hours or I'll come after you.
You don't know where to find me.
All right. Where do you live?
427 Beach Nut Drive, Wilmington, Delaware, 19810.
Now I know. Back up. Remember, 2 hours.
Make it 3, man.
Well, it's about time. So we're... Yes?
Agents Dolan and Taylor, FBI.
Something's happened to Ted?
May we come in, please, Ms.
Breyer, of course.
Expecting Mr. Scott?
Would you please tell me what's going on? Where is he? What's happened to him?
We were hoping you might know.
There was a shooting a few hours ago in a restricted parking structure near the presidential debate site. 3 men are dead, 1 wounded.
Yes?
Well, apparently Mr. Scott was the gunman, and he fled the scene.
No, wait. There's some horrible mistake here.
I'm afraid not, Miss Breyer. You see, the wounded officer gave a full statement. He not only identified Ted Scott, but he still had Mr. Scott's photo ID in his possession.
I can't believe...
Miss Breyer, did Mr. Scott ever discuss Operation Phoenix with you?
No.
Taylor? Here's my card. If you should hear from Mr. Scott, tell him it would be in his best interest to contact us as soon as possible.
Okay. What's going on? Are you all right?
I don't have a clue. Who are those two men that just left?
FBI. Ted, why do you have a gun? What are you wearing these clothes for?
FBI. What did they say?
They're looking for you. They were asking some questions about, Operation Phoenix.
Operation Phoenix.
Ted, they said you killed some people.
I never killed anyone. I never even fired a gun. Listen, go pack some clothes. We can't stay here.
Are you okay?
Everything's gonna be fine. I'll explain later. Go ahead.
Hello?
Dick, I gotta talk to you right away.
I heard what happened. Come on over. Be careful.
I wish somebody had given me that advice a few hours ago.
That's quite a story. You say you never sent a letter to Mountain?
No. And I definitely didn't arrange for a pass. I think we were set up. What do you think?
The bullet holes have obliterated a lot of the evidence. We'd have a better chance with the originals. Do you have any idea where they might be?
Well, Bellman lived in New York, but I don't think he'd be stupid enough to keep the originals in his apartment, though.
Listen to this. Saint Nazaire, France, May 1945. SS Standartenführer Dr. Helmut Wolff, 28, a young, passionate officer called upon to carry the burden of the Third Reich in the last days of the war. Operation Phoenix. His orders were to safely transport a pregnant young woman, one of Hitler's mistresses, to the United States. Troutman. The ambulance driver's name was Troutman.
Troutman, let me see that. Troutman, that name seems to ring a bell.
We gotta find a place that you guys are gonna be safe.
My sister and brother-in-law have a cabin near Lake Sebastian in southern Jersey. They're away, so no one will be around. I've got a key.
Good. Go there. Call me tomorrow afternoon. I'll try to have some information for you. I'll get these copied and take them right to Mitchell, the deputy director of the bureau. Take my Jeep. The authorities will assume that you're with Jill, and they'll be looking for her car.
Thanks, Dick.
Hey.
Amazing.
Thank you.
What I meant was most men, when they're faced with the reality of their lives going down the toilet, either get drunk or violent, and you want sex.
What's the worst that can happen? I don't get to be president. I can live with that. Truth is, I don't think I ever really wanted the job in the first place.
Elliot, need I remind you that we're talking about the most powerful position in the world? Now, we don't want to turn up our noses at that, do we?
I never realized until this Ted Scott thing last night what a relief it might be to actually be defeated. I could divorce Patricia, buy a boat. You and I could live in Hawaii.
I didn't fall in love with you because I like to fish, Elliot. And I hate Hawaii.
I never realized it was Patricia who'd pushed me every step of my career. She dragged me into politics, the Congress, the Senate. Probably even worked out the deal with the party leaders to put me on the ticket as vice president.
Vice president. I think you're destined for much more than vice president, don't you, darling?
Truth is, Sharon, I like being vice president. Plenty of time to play golf, polo, ski, travel. A lot of state funerals, but no pressure.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
I've said so many things for so long. Things I never bothered to question or even understand.
You don't want to throw in the towel, do you? You don't want to go down in history as the weakest candidate ever to run for presidency?
No. I will simply let the chips fall where they will.
Well, here's some chips for your consideration. If your attitude doesn't change, say in the next 3 seconds, about fighting like hell for this presidency, I'm cashing in my chips.
What are you saying, Sharon?
You want to quit, Elliot? Right now?
No. Absolutely not.
Felix Troutman.
Evidence. Trout.
Troutman. Jill. Jill!
What?
I think I know where Bauman's original evidence might be.
Where?
Bauman was trying to tell me that this guy, Felix Troutman, has the evidence. Right before he died, he said evidence. Trout! I thought he was talking about some kind of code, but it suddenly makes sense.
How can you be sure?
I can't, but it's a shot. I'm gonna try to get into Bauman's apartment. Maybe I can find something about this guy, Troutman.
What if that's a dead end?
Then we're in no worse shape than we are now. Someone will help us.
I will not allow the events of the last 12 hours to destroy my candidacy, my political party, or my country. I will not allow my opponents to use this heinous crime, supposedly committed by a member of my staff, to divert the national attention away from the pressing issues which face our country. We must keep this crime in perspective as an act of violence perpetrated by a man who obviously had severe emotional problems which went undetected by any member of my staff, by any of his former employers, or, as far as we can tell,
I didn't know he had the guts to fight like that.
Mr. Ted
Wonder what
Scott.
got him going.
But our local and national law enforcement officers will find Ted Scott. Our justice system will try Ted Scott, and if found guilty, Ted Scott will pay for his crime. My fellow Americans, I beseech you, as rational citizens, to not allow your social conscience and political responsibilities to be diverted from the tax expenditures, education.
Thank you, Elliot, for those sterling words of loyalty. I do appreciate it.
Oh, look, honey, don't worry. You know, Dick will find a way to help us.
Look, Joe, maybe you should go back to Washington. I mean, if anything should happen to you,
If anything should happen, it's going to happen to the both of us. You're not getting rid of me that easily. Besides, I'm sure we're going to find something here.
How the hell are we going to translate those letters?
Well, it just so happens that in addition to being on the debate team, I was also president of the German club at Ridgeboro High.
I knew that.
Oh, yeah, right. And you want to send me back to Washington.
How is it you got this information, Robbins? Scott called me, told me where to find it, a locker at Dulles, and asked me to bring it in. He's hoping that this evidence will help support his assertion that he didn't kill Bauman and the others, that he was set up and there's some sort of conspiracy at work.
And you have no idea where Scott is?
No, sir. But I have a feeling he's going to be checking in with me again.
Does anyone else know that you've been in touch with him? Washington, police, anyone?
No, sir. I tried to get Scott to turn himself in, but he wouldn't listen to me.
Robinson, you know Roderick Zimmerman?
We've met.
Zimmerman is our foremost expert on the neo-Nazi movement. So, what do you think? Have you had a chance to look this stuff over?
Yes. Highly imaginative. One of our highest priorities since World War II has been to monitor the activities of the neo-Nazi movement in America. We've all seen evidence of the growing popularity of this movement, from the Nazi March in Skokie, Illinois in 1975, to the skinheads of today. But to suggest some sort of plot involving Hitler's daughter? Gentlemen, really?
I know the condition of the material is poor, but how can you make such a quick assessment?
Perhaps if we had the original, we might have more to go on.
Well, what did you think of the testimonies of the French citizens about the shooting of the German soldiers at the secret airfield in 1945? I mean, that was a matter of public record, wasn't it?
Excuse me, Robinson, but isn't Scott a friend of yours?
Yeah, we went to college together.
Robinson, I'm going to turn this over to Zimmerman here. I didn't realize that this might represent a conflict of interest for you.
There's no conflict.
Nevertheless, I don't want you to have anything more to do with this. If Scott calls again, I want you to trace his call. Find out where he is, and then we'll nab him. You got it?
Yes, sir. How did you know he was a friend of mine?
It's a small town, Robinson.
Bauman made a lot of footnotes in this journal. They're hard to make out, but let me see if I can extrapolate. You see, it seems that Bauman first got wind he was on the right trail in his search for Hitler's daughter when he received a call last year from a French Nazi hunter he knew through correspondence and works they both did for a Jewish World Refugee Committee based in Paris.
Yeah, I remember Bauman talking about that committee in history class.
Well, anyway, this guy named Lucien Gertz asked Bauman if he could check on a residence in the U.S. for Dr. Helmut Wolff.
Wait a minute. Isn't that the name of the doctor who...
Right. The SS Standartenführer whiz kid. What, he was supposedly assigned to bring Hitler's pregnant mistress to the U.S.
Right.
Well, Bauman knows that he's convinced Wolff is alive in the U.S. and that he's changed his name. And his sources are unable to find him. See, he wasn't one of Hitler's intimates in public, but apparently he was part of the quiet circle that Hitler associated with out of the public eye. And this guy, Gertz, got all the information about the pregnant woman, Wolff, and the shooting at the airfield from the ambulance driver.
Trautmann.
Yes, who swore he would get even with the Third Reich by doing everything in his power to prevent a Fourth Reich. Garrett's introduced Bauman and Troutman. This footnote substantiates that they worked very closely together in New York.
I don't suppose there's a footnote on how the hell we find Troutman, is there?
Only Troutman's address in Brooklyn. I swear, it was like between two sheets.
Yes!
So, how do you see it?
Same as you. This Ted Scott thing's gonna sink, Elliot, unless we can counter fast.
You know, I just can't imagine how a guy like Ted Scott could possibly
Oh,
be...
who cares about Ted Scott? Leave the sentiment to Hollywood. They'll probably buy the rights to his story and make him a hero.
Hello, Sharon. Hello, David.
Hi, Sheila.
Is it true what I hear about the two of you being on the verge of nuptial ties?
Well, you'll just have to wait for the announcement in the society page, Sheila.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being a front for you and Elliot is starting to be a real pain.
Oh, stop complaining. We all have to do what we have to do for our country.
I fail to see where patriotism has anything to do with you and Elliot boffing each other.
Oh, my dear, sweet David. You just don't get the big picture, do you?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Tip the man, will you, darling? Well, it seems as if Mrs. Patricia Benedict wants to see me regarding an exclusive interview. I'll be right there, thank you. I wonder who'll be doing the interviewing.
Hello.
It's me. What do you got?
Nothing good. A Nazi specialist says it was a bunch of crap. Your only chance is to get the original evidence.
Okay.
Call me as soon as you know something.
Right.
Miss Franklin.
Hello, Mrs. Benedict. Thank you for your gracious invitation.
Oh, and thank you for coming on such short notice. Please, have a seat. May I offer you some tea?
I'd love some, thank you.
Regina, could you please bring us some tea? Thank you.
It's a pleasure to visit Camp David. I haven't been here for years.
Jimmy Carter once said that Camp David was the only thing he missed about the presidency. Ah, Elliot and I, we used to love coming here when he was first elected vice president. Of course, that was before.
Before?
Before you became his little punch board, my dear. Thank you. What would you like in your tea?
Jack Daniels, a double shot.
Oh, I see. We've developed a taste for my husband's liquor as well as my husband.
What do you want?
Aren't you at least curious as to how I know? I mean, after all, you have been so careful. Even going so far as having that sycophant David Holland as Elliot's beard.
If I indulge you in asking how you know, would you oblige me by telling me what it is you want?
Certainly.
All right. How do you know?
You're going to love this. Elliot talks in his sleep.
You're kidding.
No. But, of course, in all these years of your wild sexual cavorting, I doubt very much you've actually spent the night with the man to discover that little idiosyncrasy. And I'm sure that Elliot wouldn't waste a precious moment of his time with you by dozing off.
No, he wouldn't.
I found myself in the last couple of years sitting up in the middle of the night listening to him go on in great detail about your intimacy. Every fetish, every position. You are quite the adventurer, Miss Franklin.
Well, being a journalist just makes me naturally inquisitive.
So it would seem.
Now, please, do tell me what it is you want from me.
First, I will tell you what I want for myself. I want to be First Lady of the land. That is all I have ever wanted. My father was a very powerful man, politically active. And had I been a son, I might very well have been the one running for president instead of dear, insipid Elliot Benedict. But America's still not ready for a woman president. Leona Gordon's vice presidency? It's a joke. It's a token act of liberalism by the worthy opposition to cull the female vote. I could do things for this country no man could do, and nothing is going to stop me from becoming the First Lady. Or perhaps Secretary of State. After Elliot is elected, you two can continue on as before, as long as you remain discreet.
That's very generous of you, Mrs. Benedict.
Oh, please. Call me Patricia.
Well, Patricia, you still haven't explained what it is you want from me and how it is you still think Elliot can be elected.
This afternoon, on national television, you will report that Ted Scott was set up by the Rutledge Gordon campaign as part of a desperate scheme to get back into the presidential race.
And it's up to me to substantiate everything. Or risk losing my credibility or ultimately my career.
Oh, I'm a team player. My sources will provide you with the evidence.
What evidence?
Don't worry, you'll have everything you need in the next 2 hours.
And if I don't agree?
Oh, but you will. For 2 reasons. First, if you don't, I will personally see to it that every newspaper, magazine, and television station in this country be privy to your affair with Elliot. So you'll lose your credibility anyway.
What's the second reason?
Because you want Elliot to be president of the United States every bit as much as I do. More tea.
The body was identified as that of Sam Houston Kensington. Senator Rutledge's closest friend and campaign manager revealed in his suicide letter that he was deeply sorry for his role in the Ted Scott affair. Kensington's handwritten letter was delivered to this station just moments after he had shot himself. Kensington claimed that Ted Scott and a Dr. Aaron Bowman were employed by the Rutledge Gordon Campaign Committee to prepare a completely fabricated and highly damaging dossier on Vice President Elliot Benedict and his running mate. The contents of the dossier were to be made public last night with the intent to create a last-minute smear that could cost the vice president the election. Kensington's letter reads, "At the 11th hour, Bowman wanted out, and this is what led to his shooting. I cannot live with the disgrace I have brought to the American political system and to my country. We only hope that America can forgive you as well, Mr. Kensington, and that this tragedy in no way adversely affects the Rutledge Gordon campaign."
Who told her to add that little ditty at the end? Of course, America's going to tie this into Rutledge Gordon now that she's brought it up.
Our news crews are standing by, and we now go live to Rutledge Gordon headquarters in Washington.
Come on. Let's go. I think it's gonna be.
Would you like me to talk to them, Averill? After all, Sam was your best friend.
No, thank you, Leona. Thank you. But as long as there's breath in my body, I am still candidate for president. I'll talk to the press.
Senator, are you continuing to deny knowledge of
Oh, Sharon, now what the hell was that subtle shot to the Rutledge-Gordon campaign?
The immediate concern echoed around the world, of course, is that.
You think it'll work?
Yes.
I hope so. We've got a lot riding on this.
We?
What is that supposed to mean?
David, if Elliot is elected, I doubt if you'll be included in Patricia Benedict's plans.
But she doesn't have a...
She is more influential than either of us ever imagined.
Elliot promised me.
He promised me, too. He promised me right after the election he'd divorce Patricia. America's ready for its first White House divorce, he said. You know what, David? I don't believe him. And if I were you, I'd start looking for a good consultant job. Or maybe a nice teaching position somewhere.
Yeah, this is it.
I hope he's in.
I hope he's still alive.
They're here.
Look at this. They're not nice, huh?
Yeah, this is it. Apartment 4.
Hey, buddy, you gotta practically bang that door down if you want old Troutman to hear you. He's kind of deaf.
Was he in?
I think so. Hey, do I know you?
No.
You look very familiar.
Hello? Troutman? Thank you. Mr. Troutman? I'm a friend of Aaron Bauman's. I'm Ted Scott.
Of course. I know who you are, Mr. Scott.
This is Joe Breyer.
Hello.
I take it you've heard about Dr. Bauman.
Yes, he was a great man. And my friend.
Well, I now know what he was trying to do. I want to help.
I was 12 years old. My father brought me to Washington for the first time. Coming from Flint, Michigan, I thought it was the most beautiful city in the world. I wanted to live here, be a part of the pulse of American politics. Maybe even become president. In time, I came to understand that I was neither smart enough, charismatic enough, or lucky enough to have become president or senator or congressman or run for any elected office for that matter. So I became a staffer. Devoted, dedicated team player who was stuck in trade was loyalty. I was never brilliant, but I was always loyal. And now for Elliot Benedict to betray my loyalty by allowing that loathsome wife of his to take the job he promised me. It's just not fair.
It's very unfair. I'm glad that you agreed to meet with me, David. I, for one, believe that loyalty is a rare quality that should be rewarded. I would consider myself very fortunate to have a man such as yourself on my team.
How fortunate.
You do appreciate the refinements of a city such as Paris?
Oui, madame.
Then it would be my party's privilege to appoint you ambassador to France.
In exchange for what?
Evidence that would crucify Elliot Benedict's candidacy.
Dozens of our people were searching all over the world for over 40 years. And finally, with the help of Aaron Baumann, we have produced a list. Now, we believe Hitler's daughter is one of the 3 remaining women. They were all born between May and August 1945 near Boston. The time period between the departure from France and the fatal fire when she was born.
Leona Williams was adopted and her name was changed to Crawford. When she was 19, she had a brief marriage to a Navy pilot, Captain Edward Gordon. He became an MIA in Vietnam in 1964. Leona Crawford Gordon? My God.
A baby christened Mary Lipscomb grew up and became a weather girl on a New England TV station and decided for professional reasons to change her name to Sharon Franklin.
One more.
Patricia Gilson. Patricia Gilson. Patricia Gilson is the maiden name for Patricia Benedict.
The night Satan's daughter was born in this house, a German doctor and a nurse were found badly burned. They had been shot. A neighbor reported this to police, and he told them that he heard a woman screaming, "Dr. Wolf, Dr. Wolf."
That's the name of the doctor who was assigned to bringing Hitler's pregnant mistress to the U.S.
Yes. Dr. Helmut Wolf. Our sources believe he is still alive. We don't know where he is or what name he's using. But this source was killed shortly after delivering these photos.
This is unbelievable. I've never seen anything so thoroughly documented. I mean, you've got testimonies here from people who have tampered with birth records, blood tests, school records, passports. Eyewitnesses to murder.
It is my life's work. Hitler mistreated the German people. He disgraced the nation. My family was killed. But I believe I survived this, Mr. Scott, so that I can entrust you with this journal.
Ted, what's going on? Jill, what are you doing?
Listen, one of the FBI guys that was in your apartment last night is waiting for us.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Come on.
Dick must have said
Ted,
something.
we've got to warn Troutman.
I could see through the window. There's a way out in the basement.
What about
Don't
you?
worry about me. It's the documents that have to go.
Come
Go.
on, come on.
Go. Alles kaputt gemacht. Ja, idiot. Ja.
Robinson betrayed me. I trusted him. And he chose his job over his best friend.
You don't know that for sure.
He's the only one who knew where we were going. It can't be a coincidence. Are you all right?
Call, damn it.
First class, please.
Make sure you get to him before Robinson does. Do you understand?
Yes.
Step on it.
Mr. Mitchell, Dick Robinson just called. Somebody tried to blow him up.
Dispatch Coogan and Mertz to the scene. And get Zimmerman in my office right away.
It was only a mild heart attack. But what we're telling the press is upper respiratory problems. Just a couple of minutes, Senator Gordon.
I'm gonna be out of here by tomorrow.
It's gonna be all right, Averill. It's not over yet.
Leona, no matter what happens, I just want you to know how damn proud I am to be on the same ticket with you.
Can you trust Holland?
I don't know who I can trust anymore. I mean, if anything happens to these originals, I just hope to God Holland will get the copies into the right hands.
So what are we gonna do now?
Wait. And sleep. I can't think another moment without some sleep.
Nice work, Mr. Ambassador.
The missing jet. An investigation is in full swing following the discovery of 3 bodies in a Brooklyn apartment building. According to New York police, Felix Troutman, 68, and 2 unidentified men in their mid-40s were brutally murdered. A painter working in Troutman's building identified Ted Scott and his female companion, believed to be Jill Breyer, as having...
I'm gonna hide the car in the woods.
Okay. I'll, start a fire and put on some soup.
Hey.
Listen, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, right?
Right.
Well, why don't we just make the best of tonight?
Come here. I'll be right back.
You didn't call me.
You set me up.
What are you talking about?
You sent your boys to New York to pick me up. I trusted you with my life.
Now listen.
Where is she?
I will ask the questions, Mr. Scott.
Where the hell is she?
She is safe. And she will remain safe if you would be so kind as to hand over that package.
You want the names of the people who know about Phoenix, don't you? So you can do to them what you did to Bauman and Troutman.
If you do not, Hand over the package. Then I will order Miss Breyer's execution. Would you like to talk to her? Let Miss Breyer say something.
Ted, help me!
Just give me the package, my friend, and we'll bring your lady friend back.
No, you won't. You'll kill us both.
Why should we? You're public enemy number one. Nobody wants you alive. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say about Hitler's daughter without the documentation that you're about to trade for your girlfriend's life. Do you need more convincing? Ruder.
Okay, okay. All right. You got your package. Now tell your buddy to bring Jill back, you bastard.
Kill her.
No!
Yes. I'll be right there.
So nice of you to come on such short notice.
Where'd you get these photos?
It hardly matters. What matters is what you're going to do about them. My. If you and the vice president were of a mind, you could join the circus as contortionists.
What do you want?
I'll tell you exactly what I want.
Jays now hold a 2-game lead as we go into the third game of the series. Today in football, the Philadelphia Eagles beat the New York Giants 24-17.
Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles.
What is it, Ted?
Patricia Benedict. It's Patricia Benedict.
What are you talking about?
Patricia Benedict is Hitler's daughter. Look.
Yeah, I heard that you fainted. So what?
I can't believe I didn't notice this before. I mean, it's right there. It's right there. He has the cane with the golden eagle handle. That's his insignia.
What are you saying, Ted?
The doctor who was there, who attended her, is Dr. Helmut Wolf. That is his real name, not Henry Lupo. He's the one, according to every scrap of evidence I have, who was responsible for bringing Hitler's pregnant mistress from Germany in 1945. He is the one who has been masterminding the rise of the Fourth Reich.
Lupo, which means wolf in Italian.
Exactly.
Are you saying we can prove this with Troutman's evidence?
Mrs. Benedict, Spencer and Sullivan, FBI.
Yes?
We have orders from the Secret Service to drive you to your breakfast meeting, ma'am.
Oh, really, that won't be necessary.
Well, these orders come from the office of the president, ma'am.
Right this way.
What the hell is going on?
We've got a situation. We'll brief you on the way, Mrs. Benedict.
Operation Phoenix, does this mean anything to you?
Bring in the package.
First, I gotta stop by my place for a change of clothes. I can be there in about an hour. Listen, Zimmerman, by the way, did you guys get a fix on who planted that bomb in my car?
No. Not a clue. I've got 6 of my best men working on it. Where's Scott?
I have no idea where he is. The cabin was deserted when I got there.
If you're withholding information, Robertson, I swear the two of you will end up in adjoining cells. I'm sorry to have to contact you at home. Robinson just called. He's got the package. I believe Scott's with him. He wanted to know if I knew anything about Operation Phoenix.
I've jammed it, so there's no way they can trace the call. Now, I want you to sit tight. Don't answer the phone. Don't do anything. I'll be back for you just as soon as I can get a preliminary response from the agency.
And what if they dismiss it?
We'll figure something out. Here, take this. Take it. You guys find anything?
We're still waiting for the initial report from the lab. Looks like you had a wild date last night.
Yeah, I wish.
Hello. Yes. Very good.
In what can only be described as one of the darkest episodes of our nation's history, FBI agent Richard Robinson was found this morning shot to death at his home, allegedly killed by Patricia Benedict, the wife of Vice President Elliot Benedict.
No!
A highly placed FBI source, Frederick Zimmerman, revealed that the Bureau had uncovered a plot by Mrs. Benedict to have Robinson murder Sam Houston Kensington, Senator Rutledge's campaign manager, in an attempt to distract the voters from the Ted Scott scandal, a scandal which could have ended the presidential hopes of Elliot Benedict. We now go live to the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
We have traced funds in excess of $2 million diverted from the Benedict Loomis campaign fund to a bank in the Cayman Islands in an account earmarked for Agent Richard Robinson. We believe Agent Robinson attempted to extort more money from Mrs. Benedict, who drove to his house, shot him and herself. That's all I have right now.
We have just received word that Vice President Elliot Benedict has suffered an emotional breakdown. At a time like this, we can draw courage from the words of President John F. Kennedy, who said in his inaugural address, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country."
What the hell is she doing?
We urge you, Vice President Benedict, to help our country to begin to heal as soon as possible by withdrawing from the presidential race.
We'll all get fired. Cut to a promo. Start tape. O'Neill, get your butt into that anchor chair. Sharon, how dare you editorialize so blatantly? You have just violated the most sacred canon of journalism. Millions of Americans were listening to you.
I know.
We've received word that Vice President Benedict has officially withdrawn from the presidential race. This after it was alleged that Benedict paid an FBI agent to murder
We have learned that Senator Rutledge is at the White House conferring with the president, and that he's asked Senator Leona Gordon, the next vice president of the United States, to speak on behalf of the ticket. Here she comes now.
The greatest quality we share as Americans is our ability to face adversity with courage, to become a stronger people, a more powerful nation. We have lived through revolution, civil war, world war, depression, and the assassination of our leaders. I make you a solemn promise, America, and to the world. Like the phoenix who rose from the ashes of sorrow, we will rise as a country united in our vision and our commitment to carry on what our forefathers began over 200 years ago.
Phoenix.
You are safe now, my dearest.
Qu'est-ce qu'ils peuvent dire qu'une fille de 17 ans est une vraie femme pour un homme de 60 ans?
Non, c'est pas possible. Ils vont tout perdre. Les vignobles, le château, tout l'héritage.
À la guerre comme à la guerre.
Mais qu'est-ce que tu m'as dit?
Excuse me, sir. Some blackmail has arrived from the States, apparently with all your moving around the last few months.
Anything of interest?
Yeah, there's a package from
Yes?
Ted Scott.
Mais non, Robert, on va tout perdre. Il y a que ton frère qui
Give it to me.
En fait, si on veut contrôler le cartel du vin et toute la Loire, il faut être certain qu'ils ne reviennent jamais.
Comment est-ce que tu comptes faire ça?
Il y a toujours ces problèmes de dette. Je me rappelle, il y a quelques années, pendant la sécheresse, quand la famille était obligée à chercher un prêt.
Je me souviens, les affaires étaient désastreuses. Je n'avais rien à exporter, c'était horrible.
Mais moi, j'ai trouvé quelqu'un qui s'occupe de ses obligations. Est-ce que tu peux lui en parler?
Tu crois qu'il voudrait m'en parler à moi de ça?
C'est parce que cette personne
Phoenix.
s'appelle Jacques Danton.
Jacques Danton.
Mesdames et messieurs, nous interrompons cette émission pour vous communiquer un bulletin spécial. Le président des États-Unis, Avril Rutledge, est décédé. Aujourd'hui, à 10h20, heure locale à Washington, M. Rutledge s'est écroulé pendant qu'il prononçait un discours devant un groupe d'avocats. Il a été transporté à l'hôpital George Washington, où les médecins ont diagnostiqué une crise cardiaque massive. Le vice-président, Leona Gordon, qui était à ses côtés durant la majeure partie de l'épreuve, a immédiatement, à l'hôpital, prêté serment comme nouveau président des États-Unis. Avril Rutledge, président des États-Unis,
Denise.
est décédé à Washington à l'âge
Get me
de
the
60
Secretary
ans
of State
à la suite
on the phone.
d'une crise cardiaque. Leona Gordon, vice-président, lui succède.
That was a bit of an abrupt ending.
But anyway, the movie itself was something different. It's the kind of movie that sounded completely ridiculous when I first read the synopsis, but by the end, I kind of admired how hard it committed to the idea. Hitler's Daughter played like a Cold War conspiracy thriller dressed up in Sunday night TV clothes. The whole premise that Hitler secretly fathered a daughter who's now grown up and being groomed to become the next president of the United States in some feeble attempt to re-establish the Fourth Reich was frankly absurd, but the movie never winked at itself. It played it completely straight, and that made it all the more watchable. Now, I've always loved a good political paranoia story. Stuff like The Parallax View and Arlington Road. Those films had layers, mood, and a real sense of dread. And while this one clearly didn't reach those heights, it certainly wanted to be in the same sandbox. There were some genuinely suspenseful stretches, from the opening flashbacks to the slow unraveling of Operation Phoenix and the guessing game as to which powerful woman was Hitler's daughter. I actually enjoyed connecting the dots here, however easy that may have been. The movie had this low-budget X-Files meets JFK vibe, and while it was clunky at times, it still managed to keep me curious. Melody Anderson delivered a calm, composed performance that hinted at something colder underneath, while Veronica Cartwright chewed through every scene she was in. She made her character feel quietly dangerous, like she might just snuff out her husband if it means advancing her career. The only real weak link was Patrick Cassidy, who I thought was too clean cut, too flat, and not nearly believable enough in his role. But here's the thing, even with all its flaws, Hitler's Daughter was bold. It stuck to that old school go big or go home philosophy, which is more than I can say for most TV movies. The fact that it even got approved says a lot about how different the times were back in 1990. There's no way in hell a Hollywood studio would even touch something like this today. Too risky, too unfiltered. Political correctness would have killed it in development. It wasn't content to just be another political thriller. It actually tried to explore something deeper. Like, what if the darkest parts of history weren't gone, just hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to resurface? While the execution was messy and a bit rushed, that kind of ambition was honestly refreshing to watch. That's why I'm giving it a commendable 3 out of 5 stars. Did it surprise you too? Let me know down in the comments. And if you want to see more of these obscure TV movies that time nearly forgot, be sure to leave a like on your way out. Thanks for watching. Holy Critic, signing out.